So let's begin with the false chord scream. If you're not interested in learning this one, I still recommend that you try to do it because it will lead you into the fry scream. A lot of people begin with the false chord scream and eventually work up to the fry scream as they learn the technique. The hardest part is to get used to the idea of simply making noise and not doing what we do naturally, which is speaking or singing and actually vocalizing. We have to remember it's sort of like a roar. These sounds are made by humans for centuries, but in primitive times, we used these sounds to ward off lions and other things in the jungle to scare beasts. And you can think a roar is pretty much the same thing. It's forced air and it's making a loud, gravelly noise. We can think of a roar, but I like to think of an exasperated teenager who doesn't want to take out the trash and who's really annoyed with everything in the world. You take a deep breath, stand, make sure you're standing for all proper breathing, nice and tall. That sternum is going to be up off the lungs. We're going to breathe nice and low so that we can fill the lungs all the way to the bottom. We're going to squeeze from the bottom like a toothpaste tube to get proper air pressure. And then we're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to pretend that we're an exasperated teenager. And we're going to say, ugh, like that. UGGGH. Ugh, ugh, like that. And you have to just go with the noise. So take a deep breath in and give it a shot. Ugh. Good. You could try it with a nuh. Nuh. There you go. Try it a few times. Exasperated teenager. Ugh. You could even roll your eyes with it if it makes it easier. Once you feel like you're just making noise, remember it's not or It'll take you a few times to try that to get it right. Once you feel like you're just making gravelly noise, what you want to do then is imagine that sound going over that joker line. Imagine your nuh is going over the joker line. Imagine your laser beam is still going over that line. We still need to use some tone placement. For screaming, it's more just a general imagining of it going forward over the joker line. It's not as specific of a tone placement as belting, classical, or mixed voice. In this case, you just imagine it going over the line and will protect your larynx as you make these noises. So take a deep breath and go, ugh. Good. Now, once you've practiced that a few times, you can try to add words to it. Let's take a cue from Arch Enemy and use the words we will rise. We will rise. Each one I took a breath before. As you're learning, don't try to do a whole phrase. Try to take a breath before each one so that you can learn to control and support each word. Then once you feel comfortable with that, try and connect the whole sentence in one breath. We will rise. And you'll find that your stomach will want to contract inward to push that air out, and you want to let it. Stay nice and tall, keep those shoulders back while you try to do this, and squeeze from the lower abdomen. Don't collapse like this, and don't go like this. That will hurt your voice, and it will ruin your air support. You won't be able to make it through the phrase. You'll lose all of your air right away. So make sure you're already standing tall and that you're taking nice low breaths and you're squeezing from the bottom to get that sound out. Practice it. Practice, practice, practice. Because if you don't practice, you'll inadvertently mess up in a live scenario and slam the vocal cords together, and you want to try to avoid that.